Hi guys, welcome to She Smiles at the Future. How are you guys doing? Good, I hope. I am venturing out and I thought I would just make a quick video to just share some thoughts with y'all. So I just wanted to put a video up here just to kind of like a reminder that we live in an occultic system. I'm going to wait for this guy to pass me before I go out. I live on a main road and it's like people fly past my house. I live out in the boonies, but I still live on a main road out in the boonies, so yeah, so basically, I just wanted to put a reminder of, just the fact that we live in an occultic world. The system that this world is an occultic system. And, everybody, anyway, here in the U.S. anyway, not everybody, what am I saying? A lot of people tuned in to the Super Bowl last night, and it just, for me, it's tough because knowing everything I know because of the research I've done through the years on all of these types of things, like I've shared with you guys, things like the Super Bowl or the Grammys or any kind of show like that, just really irks me, because knowing that whole thing is just a huge ritual and it's a huge satanic ritual, and knowing all these people are tuning in, it just, the older I'm getting and the more I'm just striving to be separate from this world and, closer to the Lord, the harder it is for me to stomach that stuff, honestly. I will listen to some people on YouTube that I followed for a long time, will kind of, do commentaries on the whole thing of because what you have to understand is they will show you things in these shows, in these movies, in these things like the Super Bowl, or things like the Grammys or the Oscars or whatever. They'll show you things in these things. They'll show you their plans. They'll show you, or a big one is the Olympics too. The Olympics, the opening and closing ceremony of the Olympics. They will show you, their plans. They'll show you. It's a time for them to have. It's like church for them in a way, Madonna said that. When she did the Super Bowl halftime show back in, I think she did it in 2012, I want to say. She said on some show, she was being interviewed, she said it's like church. It's church, the Super Bowl is church for Americans, or whatever how she put it. And there's a lot of truth to that, in that statement that she said. it's funny because it's kind of ironic because I finally, I guess my husband says he has PTSD from me, talking about all this stuff for so many years and just, I just can't, I'm to the point, guys, and, I'm not saying that this is just me, okay? I'm not saying there's anything per se wrong with watching sports or something like that. But I can't even be in a room. I mean, I can, but I will have a very hard time to even be in a room where people are watching like football or anything, like, never mind the Super Bowl. I can't stomach it. There's just something in my spirit that, and I feel like that about watching the news and a lot of things like that. There's just something in my spirit that just feels unsettled and just, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the commentary of the sports people talking about this player and that player. I don't want to hear the intro music and all of it. All of it just bothers me. There's different reasons for that besides, just what it stands for, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But, it's sickening to think of how much money these people make, these football players and these athletes. It truly is sickening to think about that. That's part of what just sickens me, honestly. And, the whole fake persona that's put out there, and the pride, the whole aspect of pride that's put out there with these sports. And it's just and don't get me wrong, I appreciate athleticism. I appreciate someone who is very athletic. And my second son, my 24-year-old son, he is a wrestler and he is a wrestling coach, and he is very, very passionate about that sport. And he wrestled through high school and was a state champion and all of that. And now he's a wrestling coach for a middle school and for a wrestling club and everything. And so, listen, I have an appreciation for sport, for athleticism. And I used to go watch my son wrestle, and I would cheer him on and everything. It's not that I don't. It's just, again, it's in the arena of professional athletes, professional sports, and all of the, everything that goes with that. And I think it's gross. They're making way, way too much money for what they're doing. And, they are idolized by the masses. And just like the celebrities are, same thing. But and it's idol worship, and it's bred in circuses. So what I was gonna say, what I was kind of laughing about, is actually last night. So last night nobody in my house watched the Super Bowl. Praise God, nobody did. Not even any of my children or my husband, because honestly, my husband would usually tune in to it at some point, because he likes football. He likes to just watch people playing football, really, is what it is. But he really hardly ever watches any sports at all. But last night, nobody watched it in my house. And actually, my husband and I ended up sitting down together, which is rare because he's worked so much and just our life is just the way it is. But we actually sat down together and watched the Gladiator movie, the second one that they just put out. He really wanted to watch that, and which I was kind of like, I like the first Gladiator. That's a great movie. And my favorite genre for movies is actually historical period dramas. So that's my favorite genre, a historical period drama movie. I love those types of movies, like epic, kind of movie like that. So anyway, I just thought it was kind of funny though, because, and of course, I mean, this Gladiator Part 2 was not as good as the first one with Russell Crowe and everything, I mean, I don't think you can really, hold a candle to that one, but nevertheless, I just thought it was funny. Hello. And then Kitty. I just thought it was funny that we ended up watching that, and I, literally the football stadium is basically has the same, the Super Bowl football, blah, 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 professional sports, has the same purpose as the Colosseum did back in, the Roman Empire times, in Rome, when they had the Colosseum, and they would have these games at the Colosseum where they would have gladiators and, things like this. Same purpose, bread and circuses. The purpose of it is to distract the masses. The purpose of it is to appease the masses and keep them distracted and keep them in submission to the empire. And, it was just kind of ironic in my mind that I was thinking of that, because I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching the Super Bowl, but I'm watching this movie that basically is telling the same story of, in a different time of what we're seeing now take place in our society. Even last night, I guess apparently Trump attended the Super Bowl, and he was the first sitting president to ever attend the Super Bowl, just as the emperors would attend the Colosseum games and watch the gladiators or the Christians be torn to pieces by wild animals and so on. So, and people might say, oh, well, you really can't compare that because, they were like much more brutal, the gladiator games in the, the Roman Empire time. Yeah, it was, much more brutal, but you also have to keep in mind that just because we're not watching people being torn apart by wild animals or people killing each other in the Colosseum arena, we're watching our society through the technology, through the worship of idols in sports and celebrities, through all the technology that this younger generation is being bombarded with. What, honey?
It's
Garde. I mean, upgrade maybe? Is that what that says?
No, but it starts with ABANT space
ABANT space.
No, there's no S.
I didn't say an S. It said abant.
No, it's ABANT.
Honey, I'll look at it after, okay?
But I have to do it because it's the theme for the game.
Well, I don't know what it is.
Can you look at it?
I can't. I'm driving.
Just really quick.
Honey, I can't look at your thing. I'm driving. I mean, that just sounds like abant. Oh, avant-garde. You said AV. I thought you said AB. Avant-garde. Okay? So anyway, like I was saying, like, you think about it, and yeah, we're not watching people getting ripped apart, you know, in limb from limb, but we're watching our society crumble into chaos and division. And with this technology, you know, they're ushering in the literal, which, you know, beast antichrist system right before our eyes. We're watching the book of Revelation take place right before our eyes. And even though it's not, you know, again, people think it's like no big deal to tune into the Super Bowl or tune into these games and stuff, but in actuality, the distraction that it is, just like the distraction it was for the Romans back in those times, it still stands for the same thing, spiritually speaking, and it's still standing for the same things, and it's still causing a distraction in your life and causing potential idol worship in your life. Never mind the fact that you're literally, with the halftime shows that they put in there, you're literally partaking in a satanic ritual. If you go to a concert, you know, from some of these people, these musicians, you're literally partaking in a satanic ritual, because that's what the concerts are. I'm not saying every single concert, you know, on the earth, but I would say a majority of them are. And believe me, as there have people so distracted with something like a football game, that when you think about the big scheme of life, how unimportant that is, how useless that is to our lives. And you think about the money people spend to go to these football games, and you think about the time they put in to watch these games and to sit there. And again, life is all about balance. It's all about balance. It's all about, you know, balancing your time and using your time wisely. And of course, we always need to put the Lord first and foremost in our lives. And I struggle with that. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm sitting here up on a high horse judging everybody, because that's how a lot of people It might come off that way, but that's not the case. I'm just trying to share my thoughts and my own little things that I think about when it comes to these things like the Super Bowl. And especially in American culture, how it's such a big thing, you know, for us as Americans. And yet, here's Trump, who's claiming to be... Here's the thing that really gets me, okay? Just to let you know, I'm a red light. Here's the thing that really gets me. And yet, here's Trump, who's claiming to bring the... You know, he's this Christian now, who's going to bring America back to its Christian roots and everything else. And all of the whole thing. Yet, he's attending this Super Bowl with this halftime show that's super satanic. And again, I didn't watch it, guys. I heard a couple of things about the halftime show. I heard a couple of things, like apparently, you know, that are the guy Kendrick, who I have no idea. I know who he is only because of some YouTube videos that I've watched, and you know, they've talked about him. But I don't know any of his music or anything like that, so I don't know. But apparently he sang a song called like DNA or something, and like in the song he talks about how his DNA, you know, something like bloodline, his bloodline or something, and something with Jesus and Yeshua, or, you know, anyway. But of course, that's my thing. But of course, you really think they're going to leave Jesus out of any of it? No. He's everything. And I've said this before, and these people believe in Jesus. Don't get it mixed up. Don't be mistaken. These people believe in the God of the Bible, Yahweh. They believe in him. They know he's real. They know the Bible's truth. They know the Bible is the Word of God. The problem is they're on the wrong side. They're on the wrong side. That's the problem. They're rooting for the wrong team. They're working for the wrong team. That's the problem. But their job is to mock Jesus Christ. Their job is to distract you from Jesus Christ. Their job is to get you all confused and mixed up about who Jesus is, and to keep you in confusion and in doubt and distracted. That's their job. And of course, their job is to get you to, you know, sin and to fall into sin and to become indifferent to the Word of God, and to have no fear and reverence for God, and just become complacent and become blind to the truth of Jesus Christ. That's their job. And that's what they do, and that's their whole job. And it's you know, anybody who tunes into it, anybody who listens to it and listens to the music and is actually partaking in this stuff, you are putting yourself in a situation to be under their spell. You are putting yourself in a situation to be under their spell. And I believe me, I was supposed to do a Okay, I got to where I was going. I was supposed to do a whole series. I wanted to do this whole series on, and I called it How to Break the Spell. And unfortunately, I just never was able to do it just because of life and just not having the time to do it. So unfortunately that never panned out. I mean, I'm always keeping it on the shelf, I put it up on the shelf and in hopes that one day I'll get to it, but part of that whole thing of how to break the spell is part of how you break the spell is to not partake in it. It's real simple. You don't partake in it. And again, it's one thing to watch the Super Bowl because you want to watch a football game. Okay. And of course you're saying, well, that's why everybody's watching it. Yeah, I get it. That's why everybody's watching it. Oh gosh. But we got a lot of snow yesterday, guys. A lot. But it's another thing. The problem is, even when you are unaware, ignorant of what's going on with all of these rituals and this occultic stuff and everything else, which at this point in time, I have a really hard time, fathoming how someone can't see all the occultic stuff that's in music and everything, in 2025. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Anywho, but if you are someone who's just like really just naive and ignorant and you're just watching this game and you're sitting through this whole thing with all the commercials too, never mind all the programming that goes on with the commercials. Never mind that. That's a whole other, can of worms. That's a huge part of it, actually. Part of the programming. Because they know that more people are tuning in to the Super Bowl than any other television program throughout the year. So that's why they have to do all of this, because the more people tune in, the more power they get, the more powerful the ritual is, the more powerful the programming is, the more energy they get from people, from the masses. So, someone just watching it who's like totally ignorant, they are still being put under the spell, unfortunately. The devil doesn't play fair. I mean, come on, guys. He's a dirty fighter. He doesn't play fair. It's not like he's, goes by the rules or anything like that. No. He's going to get you whether you are onto him or not. Like, that's the thing. So you have to, that's why Jesus told us to be as wise as serpents and harmless as doves. We are to be wise as serpents. We are to be a people who understand how the enemy operates. We are not to be ignorant of these things. We are to and the Holy Spirit will show you these things. He will show you these things. He will. He'll show you how it all works, how it all operates in the spirit. There's different spirits that operate through these rituals, through music, through the you know, the programs, the commercials, the TV, the movies. Yeah, I just thought I'd share. I just wanted to remind everybody, don't forget, don't let your guard down. We need to always be guarding our hearts, guarding our minds. I mean, believe me, even when I watched that movie with my husband last night, I am always guarding my heart and my mind and everything that I do. The biggest thing with that movie was just the fighting scenes. There was no, I literally will not watch things anymore with any kind of sexual stuff going on or anything like that. But, and if the language is the other thing, I can't sit through things that are like curse word after curse word after curse word after curse word. I can't do it. And I don't want to do it. But that movie was just the biggest thing with that movie. There was really no curse words or anything or sexual things at all. It was more just literally just the fighting, you know, was the biggest thing with that. There were some gory scenes. So, but I just wanted to share my thoughts, because if you really think about it, what's the difference really? The Colosseum back in the Roman times and the football stadiums of today in the United States, or the soccer stadiums in wherever countries. It's idol worship. It's distraction. It's pride. It's brutal, you know, just again, brutality. Just, I guess at the end of the day, I don't know. At the end of the day, it makes me sad. It really does, because you have all kinds of people tuning into the Super Bowl. Children, you know, it's like a family event. It's literally become, in America, the United States, that is like a holiday. That's like a family event that people have big parties at their house, and the whole friends and family come over together to gather together to watch this. And while they're sitting there tuning into this, they're being put under a spell. They're being indoctrinated. They're being programmed. They're being put in a position where they're actually partaking in a ritual. Now, again, if I were to watch it on my own, if I were to watch it and I'm awake to all of this stuff, and I'm literally watching this, and I'm, you know, looking at all the symbolism, and because this is what a lot of YouTubers do that I watch. They watch it to decode it. They watch it so they can decode what they're saying, what they're trying to say through these things. That's something different, because it's almost like you could compare it to if a witch was going to try to put a curse on me. I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. Like I I'm aware of what that person's doing. So it's not going to work because I'm aware, I'm privy to the information. I know what you're trying to do, and I've got your number. It's not going to work. So anyway, those are just my thoughts, guys. I know I sound like I'm kind of just ranting, but it's therapeutic for me. I'm sorry. Blessings. I do want to add this to, before I end this video, though. This is a lot later in the day. I'm home. It's the nighttime. But I was just looking over my video and editing a little bit before I was going to upload it. And here's a couple things I did want to add into this before I end this video. I find it very odd that I mentioned this already in the video. Trump, the first sitting president to attend the Super Bowl ever. Number 2, they had the Super Bowl. Stop! Shh! They had the Super Bowl at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. And I just want to say this, and I'm sharing the picture of, this is the picture of the emblem or something of that Caesar Superdome, and then there's the picture of, I'm sharing a picture of, this is like a meme on Facebook, you know, just nothing's changed. The old Colosseum, the Roman Empire with their goddess worship. I believe it's Columbia is that statue in the picture, the top picture of ancient Rome, and then the picture below of a stadium, a football stadium with a Statue of Liberty. So nothing has changed, guys. And again, I really truly believe in, you know, Trump keeps saying this over and over and over again. We're the golden age, the golden age, the golden age, the golden dawn. I truly believe that this is all symbolic spiritually. For them, it's symbolic in what they're actually doing, because for them, they're actually they actually have their agenda to bring things to fruition, which is like the new golden age of where I truly believe that Trump believes he's like a demigod, and he's like Apollo in the flesh. And I don't know, I truly believe that we are going to be witnessing. I'm not one that believes that Trump's like the Antichrist, okay? Like, I know people that do believe that. I'm very hesitant to say who's the Antichrist is or something like that. I believe that the system is Antichrist. I believe that will you stop it? I believe that the Roman Empire never went away. I believe that the Roman Empire, the ancient Roman Empire, never went away. I believe that it transitioned, it morphed into the Holy Roman Catholic Church, or I should say the unholy Roman Catholic Church. And what we have now in this country is just another version of that. And it's been like we've had like a facade all these years, to over 200 years, right? We've had this facade on, like a mask of that we're this Christian nation. And in reality, we're really not. And in reality, all of these presidents, let me let this dog out because I think she's probably got to go to the bathroom. All of these presidents have been Freemasons, and they've all been part of the Brotherhood, and they've all been having this agenda all of this time. And now with the technology that we have coming forth, they are really, for them, all of these things are finally like coming to fruition. And Trump just happens to be like a main player in this. And he is playing a significant role, obviously, in all of this. And, the glory of ancient Rome with the emperors and the dictatorship and the tyranny of all of that. And all of it. And the worship of false gods and all of that. Everything that it encompasses is what we're heading towards. The fake Christian facade that is being put on right now, through Trump and nationalism and so on, that's all just a facade. That's all just there to lure people in, to gain people's trust. And that facade of that, that Christian facade is going to be, come on. It's going to be, eventually, I believe, well, actually, according to the Bible, that fake Christian facade will stay there, actually, until the very end of the age, because Antichrist is claiming to be Christ, the true Christ, Jesus Christ. So, and again, guys, I'm not claiming that I know all the answers, because I don't. I'm just sharing with you guys what I'm feeling in my spirit, what I'm seeing in front of me. And this whole Super Bowl thing has a big, they use it as a platform. They use it as because they know that millions and millions and millions of people are watching. So they use it as a platform to, show their agenda, to gloat, to do their rituals and you know, things like this to cast their spells. But like, I just see a lot of symbolism of ancient Rome, and a lot of programming, and a lot of just parallels to ancient Rome to what we're seeing going on right now with Trump and this golden age stuff, talk, and just the things that they're doing and the way that they're doing it. And I do believe, just like in ancient Rome, when they had the games at the Colosseum, and I mentioned this earlier today in my video about, you know, the games and the gladiators and the Christians being sent to the Colosseum. That's all connected to this. And isn't it even funny that, you know, even the, you know, I just believe that I know how the Lord speaks to me. I know how he speaks to me. And even my husband picking that movie out last night and asking me if I wanted to watch that movie with him, that was all just the Lord. Like, even through that movie, he showed, you know, it's like he was showing me, this is what's going on. This is what they're doing. This is what is happening in the spirit, in the, you know, spiritually speaking. And it's all symbolic. It's all symbolic of what's to come. Because what's to come is persecution for true biblical Christians. And in this country, there's already persecution going on of true biblical Christians around the world. But in this country, in this place, it's coming here. It will be coming here. And just like it took place in ancient Rome, just like what happened to the Christians in ancient Rome, it's coming here. And just like Constantine pretended to be a Christian and took on the label of Christianity and said, I'm a Christian now, everybody. So everybody, you know, I'm a Christian. But what did he do to Christianity? He watered it down. He mixed it with paganism. He literally changed God's laws. He changed the Sabbath, the true Sabbath day, from the seventh day, Saturday, to Sunday. He did so much. And what he did was he lukewarmed Christianity, is what he did. He took the true early church, biblical church of Jesus Christ, and he took on that label for himself and put it out to the masses as as this appealing thing, and fooled people and lukewarmed it And, oh, Ro, sorry, she's got headphones on. Ro, shh, shh, shh. And lukewarm. And what did Jesus say about lukewarm? What did he say? He says he's going to spit out, vomit you out if you are lukewarm. If you're either hot or you're cold. Lukewarm, he's going to throw you up, spit you out. And that's exactly this agenda, guys. That's exactly this agenda. And this agenda's been in place for a long time, okay? It's not like it's this new thing. It's been a progression that's been going on for my whole life. I'm going to be 50 years old this year, okay? And my whole life, this agenda's been going on. It's been going on for a long, long, long time. I'm just saying that it's almost like we're at the crescendo of this. It's almost like Trump is playing this role in this whole thing, and he gets to be like the new emperor, the new Constantine. He gets to play this special role in this golden age of the United States, aka Rome. All roads lead to Rome, guys. Nothing is. When you look at the statue of Nebuchadnezzar in the book of Daniel, the feet at the bottom of the statue, that's where we're at, guys. On the timeline of history, we are at the feet. And the feet is essentially the iron mixed with clay. I believe part of that is it's a transhumanism aspect of it that's coming up, the transhumanism aspect with the AI takeover and everything. But also, it's Rome mixed in. Rome never went away. I want you to understand this. Rome never went away. It never went away. It went under disguise. It went under a facade, but it never went away. It never did. It became this entity of the Roman Catholic Church, which had great power all throughout the Middle Ages. Great power. I'm teaching a class on the Middle Ages this year for my homeschool co-op that I go to, that I take my children to. I teach a class there on the Middle Ages, and believe me, in all of the research I do on all of the history that I read and that I'm teaching to the children, the Catholic Church is the powerhouse. They are the powerhouse of the Middle Ages. They are above the kings and the queens. They are dictating to the kings and the queens what's going to happen. The popes. And that was wounded for a time. The Reformation happened. It was wounded for a time. But we are all seeing it. You have to be completely blind and have your head in the sand 100%. If you are not seeing the reviving of Catholicism, if you are not seeing the revitalization, I can't think of another word to say of that, of Catholicism in our day right now, today. They are alive and well. That organization, that entity is alive and well and very, very powerful and very, very wealthy, and behind so much, behind governments, behind Hollywood, behind all religious organizations, behind Israel, behind everything. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, Rome is alive and well, and it is still the superpower. And we are Rome. We are Rome. We are part of the Roman Empire. So is Europe. So is South America. So is pretty much everybody. And we are on the road to the one world order, the one world government, the one world religion. And the AI takeover is going to be the catalyst to bring this all to fruition. This has been in the plans for a long time. I mean, pretty much since the beginning of time. Lucifer, the fallen angels, have had this plan set in place. And it's all coming to fruition. And I just say, God, every day when I look at the headlines, of this, that, and the other thing, it's all has to do with, God shows me every day. He's like, okay, look, they're doing this. Look at this is symbolic of this. Look, this is happening. They're doing this symbolically to show you who they are. They're showing you who they are. They are Rome. They are the old gods are making a comeback, guys. The old gods of ancient Greece and ancient Rome that they worshipped, they never stopped worshiping them. They never stopped. They never stopped worshiping the Mother Goddess. The Statue of Liberty is the Mother Goddess. The Statue of Liberty is Lucifer, actually. And the whole issue of transgenderism and all of this started with the fallen angels, because angels are only male. There are only male angels. There are no women angels. So what the fallen angels started to do was to pretend to be women. And they essentially started the transgender, cross-dressing, whatever you want to call that, trend. And they passed that on to man to do. Because there are no women angels. There's only male angels. So essentially, Lucifer was the first transgender, I guess you could say. And that's why, they hate us women so much. And there's always been a plot against us women to silence us, to keep us down, because we are, in a way, we're very unique, because there are only women. There are only human being women. There are only women that are humans. No angels are women. And we have the ability, God gave us the ability as women to carry a child in our bodies, to feed that child with our bodies. Guys, and I know, I'm sorry, now I'm going on a whole other tangent, but God just shows me these things so clearly, and I just feel a need to share with you guys because we are in the last days. We are in the final time of the age, and I do feel like all of this stuff is coming to a crescendo and a fruition. And it's just, you need to stay with the Lord. You need to keep your eyes on Jesus. Stay in relationship with him. Keep your close, intimate relationship with the Lord. Set yourself apart out of this world, and follow the Lord with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind. Repent. Humble yourself to the Lord. He is our hope. This isn't me trying to do fear mongering or anything like that. When you're with the Lord, there is no fear in the presence of the Lord. No fear in the presence of the Lord. He's got everything under control. But we are in the feet, guys. We are in the feet. In the statue of Nebuchadnezzar in the book of Daniel, we are in the feet. We are at the end of the age. And, we just have to hang tight and endure until the end. That's what we've got to do. So, again, pray about it. Don't, anything I say, don't take my word for it. Pray about it. Ask the Lord to reveal to you if these things are true. And again, I'm not saying that Trump is the Antichrist or anything. I don't know. I can't say that. He is definitely playing a huge role in this, as are many other leaders on the world stage. And all of these billionaires and, everything else, these elite people, they're all playing their roles in this time. And it's all theater too. It's all like, for them, it's like a theater. When they get on television, when they get out in the public arena, they think of it like they're in a big amphitheater, putting on a play. They're actors putting on a play, a performance. And, yeah. So, I just wanted to, before I ended this, I just wanted to say all that. And I will be back soon with my readings. I'm sorry that it's been a couple weeks since I've done readings for my 2 books. I will be back very soon to do two readings from my 2 books we need to finish up. And until that day comes, I say blessings. And remember, guys, with the Lord, with Jesus, there is always a reason to smile, even in these times. Oh, and that's the other thing. I wanted to say this. One more thing. Sorry. The planes, all of these situation with all these planes. I believe the reason this is happening is I believe, now this is, again, all of this is my opinion, okay? Pray about it. Ask the Lord to show you. I do believe that this is all being done purposely to bring in AI. Because they want us to lose trust in, people who are doing these traffic control jobs and so on, and not have the trust for these people because they have all these lives in their hands. So their solution is going to be to bring in AI to avoid human error, because that's what they do, guys. They create the problem and then they give you the solution. That's how they operate. That's exactly how they operate. So that's just my opinion on why all of the sudden we're having all these issues with plane, crashes and planes colliding into each other and all of this. I believe that's just part of this agenda. They have to, you know, lose people's trust, and to the point where people are like, oh, we shouldn't have, you know, people doing this job anymore. It's too much for a person. It's too big of a responsibility. We need to get AI in there doing it because AI won't make the human errors and so on and so forth. So that's just my opinion on what's going on with all these planes. And again, God bless. Until next time, blessings, and keep smiling at the future, because guess what's in the future? Jesus is coming soon. That's in the future. And that's exciting. So God bless, guys. Until next time.